Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Welcome back to the Everyday Human. I hope you're doing well. Today's reflection is titled Big or Small, Stars or Stream. This one was inspired by a quote from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. I'm not going to spend too much time on an intro today for Shakespeare, as one, he probably doesn't need it, and two, this is our second reflection inspired by him. I speak a bit more about him on January 29th's episode, which is titled, They Say the Owl Was a Baker's Daughter. So, if you want to learn a bit more about him, what his work means to me, and listen to that reflection, if you haven't yet, I encourage you to head back in time and give that one a listen. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy. You've likely heard of this play before, if not read it yourself. I first read this in high school back in the day, and then I read it again in college, and then again after that. It follows two young, star-crossed lovers, as they say, Romeo and Juliet. They're from feuding families, they fall in love, it's forbidden, and the play, the story, explores love and fate in a way only Shakespeare can. This play has some wonderfully written scenes and lines. I mean, the whole thing is really great. I particularly love Romeo's line when he says, "Then I defy you, stars," and that comes when he hears of Juliet's supposed death. The story does indeed end tragically, following some miscommunication that leads to Romeo and Juliet's suicides. It's a great play to read or watch, as it was intended to be. You can check out, I'm sure there are so many versions. I mean, there are so many versions available, but I'm sure you could even find a whole bunch for free online to watch. Or there's a bunch of movies and, endless interpretations or adaptations of it. So check it out if you haven't, in one way, shape, or form. Okay, let's get to the quote. This is spoken by Juliet at one point when she's waiting for Romeo. It's part of a larger monologue, and it goes like this. When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. And here is my reflection. There is a certain desperation that comes upon us when our loved ones pass. A desperation to bring them back, a desperation to never forget. But there is also a desperation to push back against the universe and declare a love so profound that it might border insanity. How can your love be immortalized? How can it be crystallized to stand against the eroding sands of time and the fading pictures of memory in your mind? Would you cut your love into stars and cast them into the night sky, where they would remain as a constellation so beautiful, people would loathe the sun and pray for night to fall, so they might cast their gaze upon it? Would you build a tower of light at the edge of the world, blinking their name for all to see as a beacon of light and hope for the lost? Would you carve a statue of marble in their likeness, one agonizing chisel stroke at a time, to forever remember their smile? Or perhaps it is enough to stand by the bank of a creek and watch a leaf on the water float slowly by, thinking of a time you and your lost loved one woke up in the middle of the night to lay outside on dew-covered chairs to watch a summer meteor shower. Maybe it's enough to drink your tea at night in an all-too-empty bed and hope that you'll see them once more in your dreams. Whatever it is, however you mourn and grieve, big or small, stars or streams, let it be, and embrace death in your own human way. And there ends today's reflection. So I hope you're hanging in there for this month of March, which is all about death, thinking about it in the many ways it affects us and even our own. It can be uncomfortable, but for me, the more I thought about it, sort of the more okay I became with it and thinking about these scenarios. I don't know how it will play out in the future when I lose loved ones or when they lose me. I know that when I've lost loved ones in the past, I probably reacted a little bit differently than how I imagined, but I also didn't spend too much time thinking about it before. Not nearly as much as I did when I was writing this. Anyhow, I don't think it's bad to think about it. I think it's actually good to think about it once in a while. Memento mori and all that, but also don't forget to live, right? From a different reflection? Okay. Now it's time for your reflection question. Ask yourself this: how do I mourn, or how will I mourn when the time comes? What can I do to prepare for the inevitable? All right, that's it for today, March 23rd. I'll be back tomorrow, March 24th, with another reflection. Have a good one and take care.